In this episode, Bulletproof Coffee and why I love it.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 218 of The Daily Mother Swole. Welcome to episode 218. Meyer the Gains. It's Saturday. It's raining like a motherfucker outside. So if you are in Florida, stay dry. If you're anywhere else, you're probably freezing, so you're not much better off. This episode is all about Bulletproof Coffee. If you've never heard about it, it's been out for several years, and I've been doing it for several years, and I love it. It's usually how I start my day. And this episode is going to break down a little bit why I do Bulletproof Coffee, some of the health benefits, some of the reasons behind it, and maybe you want to try it. And like I said before I officially started this episode, to those of you that are on Facebook Live, remember, you can follow me in premium right after this episode and watch me make it, ask Q&A, and I'll show you and demonstrate exactly how I make my personal Bulletproof Coffee. So, thank you for joining me on Facebook Live. Thank you for watching on YouTube and also listening in on the podcast on SoundCloud and iTunes. So you can watch and catch up, listen to every episode of the Daily Swole, washing the dishes, mowing the lawn, driving to work. Make sure if you haven't, you download the SoundCloud app. It's easily accessible for Apple, for Android, and also if you like your Apple and you like your iTunes, you can download it there too in the podcast section. So every single episode is online on the podcast. And if you do check out the podcast, please click like on SoundCloud, leave me a review on iTunes. I really appreciate it. All those positive reviews, every time you hit a thumbs up, every time you leave a comment here on Facebook Live, you give a thumbs up on Facebook Live, it improves the rankings, it helps the episode. So, only if it's true, but if you like what I'm saying, if you appreciate the information, and if you just want to support, then throw some thumbs up, give me a couple likes on those podcast sites, throw me a like on YouTube, leave a comment, subscribe. Everywhere is always appreciated, so you can mix it up a little bit. If you want to watch me live, you want to watch a video later, all that good stuff. So today's Saturday, a couple things are going on. Tomorrow I will give you some updates on what else is coming out and what is coming up for this weekend at the end of the episode. But let's get into it. Bulletproof Coffee. Throw some thumbs up on Facebook Live if you drink coffee. And on YouTube, if you're watching this, everyone's probably like, Yeah, if you like coffee and you consume coffee on a regular basis, I encourage you to think about this episode seriously, because coffee is a big part of my life. I love starting my day with a cup of coffee. It gets me going, and Bulletproof Coffee has been something that I've adopted a few years ago, and I love. I just love the way it makes me feel, I like the way it's satisfying. I just like the energy rush, and I'll explain what Bulletproof Coffee is. Now, it was branded by the gentleman that started the Bulletproof brand, Dave, but he has his own brand of beans, his own marketing, his own whole little system there. But I use a quality dark roast. I like a dark roast coffee. You can look for single origin. You can look for organic. Really, it's going to come down to your preference, but there are definitely better quality coffees out there. If you get a real generic store brand pre-ground coffee, you could get some other, micro impurities that might negatively affect your high from the coffee, that could make you crash earlier. There are definitely more quality coffees with different caffeine contents. Independent, entrepreneurial coffee is very popular now. So a lot of people have these little micro brands. So find a quality coffee brand that you like. I prefer dark because when you blend it with the other elements I'm going to get into in a little bit, it makes it lighter, so it kind of balances out. I'm not a big light coffee person. I like a dark roast, and I use a grinder. I grind it fresh, coarse ground, because I prefer a French press. So this is a little bit of just the background. You grind your coffee, and you can brew it any way you want. And like I said, I'm going to demonstrate this in premium after this episode. So you grind your coffee, you brew your coffee, and what you're going to do is you're going to put in MCT oil and grass-fed butter, and you blend these things in with your coffee. So you actually need a blender. So for those of you that have never heard about this before, you're like, what the fuck is he talking about? He's going to blend oil and butter in his coffee. Well, let's talk about these two elements, and then when you see me actually do it in premium, you're going to understand it a little bit better. It's not going to seem so gross, especially once you try it. So if you've ever had a latte, you've ever had a milkshake, you like those types of flavors, it's not really sweet like that because there's no sugar. You don't add any sugar. It's just oil and it's butter. But it's MCT oil and grass-fed butter. What are those two things? MCT oil is an extract from coconut oil. Some of you, I saw a couple comments that saying, yeah, coconut oil in my coffee. Well, coconut oil is going to taste good. It's going to make your coffee taste like coconut. And if that's fine for you, that's fine. It's also not going to mix completely well. It's going to be a little oily in your coffee. It's going to separate, so that may or may not bother you, but coconut oil is a great thing to add to coffee. It's straight. But MCT oil has the benefits of coconut oil, but it doesn't have the flavor because it's an extract. It's like a pure, separate, medium chain triglyceride. It absorbs very quickly. It absorbs directly into the liver. It doesn't have to get digested. So it's a very easily absorbed form of energy. And it's not the same long chain triglyceride. It doesn't take as long to break down, and it's a more readily available form of fuel for your body. So it's good for brain health. It's good for heart health. And when you're combining these things with caffeine and with coffee, it helps shuttle these nutrients around the body. So it's been shown to be even increasingly beneficial because of the actual transportation when you combine it with the coffee. So it's sent directly to the liver. It's more thermogenic, so it's beneficial for the metabolism, and it's also supportive of gut health, bacteria, for viruses, things like that, promoting the ecosystem that's in your intestines. If you didn't know, you have a little gut biome in your intestines, and you have this separate ecosystem of balance of good and bad. It's like Batman, and you have, the Joker in your intestines, and they're fighting for dominance and for balance in the body because you have good bacteria and you have bad bacteria, and you need both. They both have their place, but you need that balance. And if one goes too far one way or the other, you're going to have digestive issues, and you can have all sorts of problems. So this is where something like MCT oil can benefit and can play a role in helping you and being something beneficial for you. So metabolic function, energy, digestion, and it's good for hormone levels, mood, things like infection, and also helps absorb nutrients that need to be stored in fat. So it helps absorb fat-soluble nutrients. With the butter, now you might have heard me say grass-fed butter. My preferred form, and usually what's promoted out there, is Kerrygold grass-fed butter. You can find this down here in Florida. You can find this at Publix. You can find it at Whole Foods. You can find it at Walmart. You can get Kerrygold pretty much everywhere. And it's Irish butter, and it's made from grass-fed cows. They feed the cows, I think it's like 90, 95, or pretty much all grass, even hay in the winter. All grass, we're not getting them feed. And what this does from grass-fed cows and countries that have grass-fed cows primarily for their dairy products is that you're going to get a higher level of vitamin K2. And vitamin K2 is good because it helps bind calcium when it's free roaming. After it leaches from the bones, vitamin K2 is going to help rebind calcium to avoid it from building up in your arteries. And that's one of the things that people don't really know a lot about. There's different types of vitamin K, but vitamin K2, when it's found in grass-fed products, you are going to get a better ability to clear out things that can build up plaque and lead to heart disease. So that's very, very, very important. You might not think about that as important when you're 22, but when you're 62 and 72, it makes a big difference. So if you consume these healthy products as you go through life, you're at less risk for heart disease, especially if you're more prone to it. And some of these countries that, like Ireland and Australia, that have a lot of grass-fed cows and use grass-fed products, they have a lower incidence of heart disease. And of course, they probably don't eat the same other kinds of crap that the United States does, but that's one of the components, is that these countries have better habits in general, which leads to less heart disease. So the other aspect of grass-fed butter, so you have the K2, is the butyrate. Now, butyrate is also found in grass-fed butter, and there are studies that are showing this to be anti-inflammatory. So you're combining the anti-inflammatory properties of the grass-fed butter, you're combining the heart beneficial of the vitamin K2 in the butter, and also you have more omega-3s and better fat profiles in grass-fed products. So you don't have the same demonizing of fat products throughout the last 20, 30 years, because it's just not true. There are good fats and there are bad fats, but even fats from grass-fed beef, from grass-fed butter, when you're getting them from natural products, you have a lot of other nutrients that you're benefiting from. You're not just eating grain-fed, biotic, chemically altered meat. You're not eating pasteurized, devoid of nutrient milk, and just drinking like tasty, like sugar, sweet sugar water, which is pretty much what milk is. Those of you that drink milk, they're not good for you. They're actually bad for you because you're getting sugar, you're not getting the nutrients. You're getting protein, but you're getting all the other chemicals and biotics, and you're getting no omega-3 profile. So you're getting these things without the balance. You're getting these foods from animals that should be fed more or properly. So the products you're getting from the animals are tainted. They're imbalanced because you're getting too much of one thing rather than the other. You're getting the beef, but you're not getting the omega-3 profile that you get from grass-fed beef. Or you're getting processed butter, and you're not getting the vitamin K2, you're not getting the butyrate, you're not getting the omega-3s from grass-fed butter. So there are definitely better choices that you can make when choosing what fat sources you consume. Coconut oil, MCT oil. These island countries have very high saturated fat diets, and they have a very low incidence of heart disease. So it's a combination of exercise, a combination of lifestyle, but it's a combination of eating foods that are created and that are grown and that are, harvested in the way that they should be naturally. It's always getting those processed foods. And usually it comes down to once you start tainting with it and playing with it with your fingers and your hands, it changes what originally is, and then you start getting improper balances of nutrients, and you start lacking nutrients that you should have, and that's where this comes into play. So right now, after this episode, episode 218, my premium group. And if you don't know what premium is, let me tell you a little bit about that. Again, it's my private Facebook group. It's subscription-based. You could sign up, clicking the sign up button on Facebook, and also my website, Swolenormous.com. It's $4.99 right now, $4.99 a month. It's a membership only. It's exclusive. So if you request access and you haven't signed up, you ain't getting in. So here's what it is. It's serious people that want to take this information and to apply it. You might listen to this and people say, oh, you give away such great information. Sure, but thing is, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it, and that's the problem. So in premium, we get into a nice little group club type atmosphere where all this information, all my knowledge is going to be funneled into how you can apply it today. So right now, I'm going to take this topic. We're going right into Swolenormous Premium on my private page, and I'm going to go live and broadcast and talk about Bulletproof Coffee. I'm going to make my Bulletproof Coffee, show how I make it, how much of each thing I put in there, because it might be a little bit different than what you find online. So I need to do this now because I need my coffee. I need my coffee right now. So right now, premium is $4.99. You could sign up. You can cancel anytime. Your membership ends immediately when you cancel, but there's no risk. For less than a Subway sandwich, you're going to get some great freaking information. You get a group of like-minded individuals. We do weekly accountability meetings. And honestly, this is the time to sign up, because what happens now? You're going to start eating like crap. You're going to the holiday parties. It's cold outside. You don't want to go to the gym. It's the end of the year. It's New Year's, and then it's Christmas, and then it's Hanukkah, and then it's Shwanaka. You are going to eat like crap. You're going to eat junk. You're going to want to stay inside. You're going to want to sing Christmas carols and all that bullshit, make excuses, and you're going to get fatter and fatter and fatter. And I'm just saying that because it's true. You're not going to want to go to the gym. The gym has more limited hours. Families coming in out of town. You have to go traveling. You're going to make all the excuses. I can't go to the gym now because I have so-and-so I have to pick up from the airport, and I have to entertain them, so I can't go. You're making up all these excuses that aren't true. You can always say, oh, stay right here. The human being is not going to die if you don't see them for 2 hours. I'm going to go to the gym. I'll be right back. Watch some TV, blah, blah. You're going to spend time with family. I'm just saying you're going to make excuses. You're going to make excuses. You're going to make excuses, and you're going to completely fall off the rails. And then you're going to get worse, and then on New Year's, you'll be like, well, I got to get in shape, and hey, let's get this ball rolling. And it's bullshit, because now you're a month fatter, and you're a month behind. Start now. Get into it now. It will keep you on track. And I see some great comments here on Facebook Live. Premium's awesome. Community interaction and Premium changed my life. It's good stuff. It really is good stuff. And you could ask questions, you could post questions. We get really detailed because it's Q&A format. So anytime I talk, it's much more interactive. You're going to get some answers directly for what you need. And we spend a lot more time in Premium kind of developing the individual and creating that community feel, that team building, because everyone in there wants to see some results that they're not getting. They want to build muscle. They want to lose fat. They just want to change their life and change their mentality and their outlook on things. So that's where that group comes in. So if you haven't, please check it out. Thank you for joining me live on Facebook. Thank you for joining me on YouTube and listening in on SoundCloud and iTunes for episode 218. Bulletproof Coffee. Why I love it so much. And speaking of Bulletproof Coffee, I want some right now. So about to go live in Premium. So Premium, get ready for that live broadcast. If you haven't signed up, sign up right here. Click the button. And also on my website, Swolenormous.com. Also, get ready for Spotlight video tomorrow. More DWG coming today. More of everything, so stay tuned on my YouTube. I will be posting on Snap and Instagram stories and all that good stuff. Peace out and enjoy the rest of your Saturday.